you need to tell us how you got to the top, or you carried a poster, or somebody carried you there. We'll be happy to know how you reached there. Now, just for the sake of information, I'd just like to introduce the committee of the All Saints Chapel Weza Wellness and Fitness Club. We have Mr. Nelson Mbene. Mr. Nelson, are you here? Who is our chairperson and lead. He's a very, very interesting and interested sports person. He always keeps us cheered up. We have Mrs. Jessica Tush, we call her Tush, popularly known as Tush, who is also a committee member, and Joan Kagoro, a committee member, and myself. I deputize Nelson on this committee. So there are 4 of us who do not really drive the club, because the members who are yourselves as parishioners actually drive this club. So I would like, without further ado, to welcome our guest speaker, Ms. Regina Nantege. You have the floor, Regina. And at the end of your presentation, you have an opportunity to interact with all the parishioners who have logged on. Over to you, Regina, and please don't forget to tell us which helicopter you used to get to the top of Mount Renzori. Thank you, Regina, and over to you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you for the very warm welcome, and I look forward to sharing the experience hiking the mountain and getting everyone here to start healthy eating, and for those of you who already started, to strengthen your healthy eating. I'll disappoint you a bit that I didn't choose a helicopter and tell you the amazing journey going up, which will also be a journey of possibilities that each of us can hike the Renzori mountain. Once again, I am Regina Nantege. I'm a nutritionist, dietitian, very passionate about helping people eat healthy for life, not just for a short time. And with this, I'm able to help individuals achieve a healthy weight, to also help these individuals maintain a normal blood sugar level, gut health. There's so many things we benefit from healthy eating. And of course, like Pamela said, in such a time, a boost in immunity, which is very, very important for us. I'm going to be sharing about immune boosting foods, so that we help each other to reduce the chances of getting infections, but also to, in case we have got any problem, for example, COVID, to increase the chances of recovery. So I'm asking the host to allow me share my screen with my other device, because for this particular presentation, I have a few slides that would help.
Regina, have we lost you? Did we lose Regina?
Appears so.
Emma,
I can't hear her either.
I think Regina is trying to change. Let's give her about 2 minutes to do so. In the meantime, as we do that, as we wait for Regina, you may want to pose some question or a comment on the chat that we shall be able to share with her as she presents and is able to throw some highlight on. So please feel free to chat with us in respect of healthy eating, peak performance, and being able to be well even during this lockdown. So please share with us, chat with us as we wait for Regina to log on her second device as she had requested. As we do that, as Regina comes on, Jessica, can you share with us briefly your experience as an active member? What have you experienced, Jessica, as an active member of this club, so that we encourage many of those listening who have not yet turned up to participate actively when we get back to physical action?
Thank you, Pamela. First of all, I would like to thank you for organizing this talk and also being very active in the Wellness Club of All Saints Chapel Reza. Yes, I'm an active member. What I have learned is, first of all, you have to be disciplined and make sure you set time for this exercise. It has made me feel well. I am a bit light. I am not smaller. By the way, I added on some weight. I'm not smaller, but I feel light and feel healthy. Yes, we'd start in the morning at 7. Sometimes when it rains, some people pull a blanket over their head and fear coming. But what I have learned is that you have to keep the discipline if you want to benefit from this. And make sure you do what you're told to do. When Regina first came, when we were opening, she talked to us about how we should feed. I am trying to do that to really not get tempted to overeat a lot of carbohydrates. It has helped me. So when I am eating, I remember that surely what I have taken in is enough for my day. So I should now do other things other than eating this type of cassava. I enjoy cassava and maize. So yeah, it has helped me. It's working, and I'm eagerly looking and praying that God pushes away this corona to, I don't know, wherever, to the ocean or where, so that we resume our activity, our physical activity. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Jessica. I've been speaking with Regina. She'll be with us shortly. She's changing to another device, and then her internet sort of dropped off. Meanwhile, I saw Margaret Naimanya asking about healthy eating advice based on blood groups. That's a very interesting question, Margaret, because I have also at one time seen a book about eating according to your blood groups. I've had conversations around that area, and it would be very interesting to hear what our dietitian, Regina Nantege, will have to tell us about that. Are there any other questions that are provoked just by having looked at the flyer? I'll wait for Regina. She's trying her best to reconnect onto the webinar. Is there anything else that comes to mind? I can see Betty. Betty, thank you for joining us. I can see Catherine and Dina. I can see Dorothy Bencha Kagawa. Thank you for choosing to join the webinar. Are there any questions or any experiences you've had, say, with a yo-yo diet? This is an opportunity to share as we wait for Regina to log on again. We pray that she'll be able to log on. Meanwhile, as you think about the areas that I've been pointing out, yo-yo, dieting, intermittent fasting, there is the issue about eating according to your blood groups. I'll also, just like Jessica, share my experience as a member of the club. I don't yet know what membership really is, because what we do is participate on Saturdays. There is no participation fee that you pay at the beginning, only that for each time you come, you're requested to pay 5,000 shillings per person. that will help us to offset the cost payable to the gym instructor, Hans. I don't know if Hans has joined yet, but we have been fortunate to have a professional gym instructor with us every Saturday. And that has really helped to give perspective on what it means to keep physically fit. So let me share briefly my experience.
Sorry about this. Hello.
Okay, do we have Regina back?
Yes, I hope you can
Okay.
hear me.
Thank you, Regina. I was just about to share my
Sorry about
experience
that.
with the child. It's okay. I thought maybe you had gone back to the Renzoris.
No,
So, Emma,
but even in the Renzori,
yes.
network is not there. So maybe the choice of topic created problems.
Uh-oh, Paul and Sana. Okay, are you
Yeah,
able
but-
now to share your screen? Emma, if you can give her right to share her screen. So over to you, Regina.
Okay, so I had started to talk about the fact that I'm going to talk about immunity, but also I'll also answer questions related to being able to manage your healthy weight. I see questions on that coming up, but also being at your best performance and the foods that help you with that. I hope I'm very audible. In case I'm not, you kindly in the chat, I'll be able to see it and increase my volume. So I'm going to talk about immunity first, since it's one of the things that's very, very important right now. And to give us a background, even before the current pandemic, every single meal you have is always an opportunity for you to improve your diet, because we eat every day. And I'm going to ask each of us who are attending this meeting to just type out in the chat what we had today. And then we see as we go on, have we given ourselves a chance to boost immunity with the diets we have had today? Just type out what you ate today. So even before, even after the pandemic, even now, we have to always use every meal as an opportunity to eat healthy. Let's never miss out on that chance to eat healthy. So how does food relate to immunity? We all have white blood cells, and they're the ones that do the amazing work of helping our bodies to fight disease. They struggle for us to ensure that we are not put down by the disease, for example, malaria, any virus like a flu, COVID-19, etc. And over the years, with almost all the viral infections, we have noticed that immunity is one of the things that helps us a lot with the viruses. Even HIV, we know it does not cure, but when someone has a strong immunity, they live better. So let us boost our immunity. So over the years, there are scientists, have been trying to find out which food in particular can help these amazing white blood cells, to throw a tougher punch at the viruses, at the pathogens, any other thing that causes disease. And we have found that vitamin C actually does an amazing job with helping your immune system to become strong. But it's not just vitamin C alone, also vitamin A, zinc. Then we have those amazing plants that bring in some compounds that are antibacterial and antiviral, which are usually looked at as items to put in concoctions. We shall learn about that as well. Then we have vitamin D, which we get from the sun, B, selenium, and iron. I'm not going to talk about selenium because it's one of those things that it's rare to have a deficiency in, because we have a bit of it in every food we eat. Before I proceed to talk about these different nutrients, I wish to tell you that anyone who has a diet that is very rich in these vitamins will have a stronger immunity than the person who is not eating enough of these foods. I will tell a personal story of my own mother when she was starting, to eat healthier, and she was eating a diet that is rich in vitamin C. She used to get a lot of asthmatic attacks, and she says that, I've noticed there's a drop in the number of times I get an attack, meaning her body was fighting more and she wasn't giving into the disease often. But this was just because she changed her diet. And more recently, while we really need to pray for the people who have lost their dear loved ones during the COVID pandemic, I have also had very amazing experiences where I talked to a 61-year-old client of mine with diabetes, hypertension, who had started eating healthy 7 months back, and says that, you see, I actually got COVID to the point of being in the ICU, but I got out of the ICU within 7 days, meaning that there's something about him that made him stronger than the average person his age for the conditions he has. And he acknowledges that maybe it was because of healthy eating. For me, I believe this is inspiring for us all to listen in, and not just listen, but take notes so that after the session, we actually have a list of foods we are going to be using. So I'm going to start with vitamin A as one of those nutrients that is very, very vital. I've asked us to write down what we had for meals, and so I'm looking through and I see that the people who have listed so far, one said pumpkin, so this person had vitamin A and had some greens as well. If it was spinach or cowpea leaves, which is called bo, malakwang as well. Most of our greens, sukuma wiki, are rich sources of vitamin A. So we have Fiona, who actually had a portion of vitamin A with her lunch. And then the rest of us, have we had these nutrients? The other sources are carrots, pumpkin, liver, the liver from the beef or chicken, broccoli for those of us who have access, mangoes, pawpaw, anything that is orange and anything that is green most of the time has a very good source of vitamin A. Usually people are worried about vegetables. They think that to get the best from them, you have to eat them raw. Luckily for vitamin A, it is not destroyed by heat. You can cook your spinach and enjoy it as a dish, as you see in our picture there. You can choose to have it in a smoothie, it's okay. But do not tie yourself down to taking it always in a smoothie in case you don't enjoy it. Cook it a bit. As long as you don't overcook it, you'll still get the vitamin A. So you don't have to have this entire list of foods. You just have to pick maybe 3 of them and have them once in a while. Every single day you have 3 of these. I'll show you how to have them in the different ways. So I'm also going to talk about vitamin C, which we all know is very good for immunity. Unlike vitamin A, we have to have vitamin C on a daily basis, because if you don't have it on a daily basis, you don't give your body enough. The reason is vitamin C has no way of being stored in the body. So meaning every day you have to eat tangerines, every day you have to eat guavas, lemons, oranges, pineapple, tomatoes, hibiscus on a daily basis. You don't have to pick the entire group, but at least have that one thing that you're sure you can always have access to. In your household, it could be the lemons. That would mean that you need 3 lemons a day to meet your vitamin C requirement as an adult. Or 6 oranges, because the oranges are slightly less than the lemon. Or pineapple, you would have a pineapple, for example, with your breakfast, and then with your lunch, you could cut up some fresh tomatoes. Then with your supper, you could eat oranges, and this could help you to get all the vitamin C you need. The children need a slightly lower quantity, so for them, they can eat less of these. For example, if you have a 9-year-old, 2 lemons a day are good enough to give them the vitamin C that they need. 3 oranges or a salad of tomato, a cup of hibiscus juice with the lunch, and supper 1 orange. That would be sufficient vitamin C. I have seen people sadly use lemon by boiling it in water because they're trying to make a concoction. Unfortunately, when you do this, you destroy the vitamin C. So when you destroy the vitamin C, you've lost the ability to obtain a good immunity from eating this lemon. Please let us use our lemons fresh so that we get the most of it. Now I hope we are all making lists of these foods, because then we would have a list of foods that we have to add on our grocery list. I'm looking through again on the people who have responded. Thank you for responding with what you've eaten today. And I'm seeing, did any of these individuals have anything rich in zinc? We have rice with chinyebwa sauce. So this person, Betty, had some zinc from the chinyebwa. And then for those of us who don't eat groundnuts, you can eat cashew nuts. There's pumpkin seed, there's sim. For the children, you can use the sim balls. And then we also have meat and poultry. Of course, you have to use the meat and poultry lean without the fat, since you don't want to take in excess fats that you do not need. These are the sources of zinc. So why am I stressing zinc? Usually in our day-to-day life, zinc plays a role for the men to help them with that testosterone hormones. Actually, we say that if you have teenager boys, because this is the time when they are, developing sexually, like in puberty, you have to make sure they're having enough zinc. But then during COVID times, we come in and say, you see, zinc is also becoming beneficial to the people who are managing COVID. And so we are also encouraging everyone else to make sure they're meeting that zinc requirement. Usually, we give zinc supplements, but if you're not sick and you're sure you can eat this amazing zinc food, kindly do not take supplements because your friend is taking supplements. I've seen people shopping supplements because others are. If you're not diagnosed with a condition or they've asked you to take the supplements, do not. Use the natural sources of these nutrients, and you will still get the best results from them while having a chance to enjoy the foods. So those are the zinc-rich foods. I'm going to now talk about what I think is exciting for so many people. They have and plans. Please keep your questions coming in the chat. I'm good at reading chats while talking so that I integrate the information you want to hear within my speech. The plants, and which usually we call the herbs, are truly a good way to also boost immunity. We have things like rosemary, turmeric, if you know the local chinzali. We have moringa, we have garlic, we have oregano. These are plants we call herbs. But then they also bring in a nice taste in our food, especially garlic and rosemary and turmeric, meaning we can use them as spices in our food. So do not wait to take turmeric as a concoction or ginger in very harsh amounts, but rather when you take your tea, have little ginger added to it. Maybe when you make your juices, have a little ginger added. When you make your beans, have garlic added. So that you're adding these amazing foods to your day-to-day eating without you, especially for the kids, for the children. We have had pediatricians saying that people are reporting to hospitals with problems with their intestines and ulcers because they have been taking ginger in very high quantities, a lot of chili, a lot of lemon. Please, I'm cautioning us that for us to get the amazing benefits, we don't need to use these items in very heavy doses. I know we are anxious about boosting immunity, but let us use them in small quantities that are also comfortable to your tongue, so that you eat it in an enjoyable way with your breakfast. Even at lunchtime, you look forward to eating it. You're not feeling offended by the strong taste it has because you've used it in a very nice quantity. And then with your supper as well, you can go ahead and include it comfortably even the next day. And that is the way you get the best from these foods because you'll be using them daily. For nutrition, it's not about how heavy a dose is, but it's about how often you use something. So always aim for using it in a comfortable way to be able to use it daily. Rosemary, like I said, and thyme is also a natural spice. It tastes like onion. Add them to your food. Because of the oils that are in there, they have immune boosting properties. They've been shown to help with flus and also manage other symptoms of any conditions that come around. But like I said, these are not cures, but they help us to boost immunity and improve recovery and reduce the cases of getting infected. So is it possible to really have these different items included in your food? Yes, it is. I'm just asking you to have your typical day and add up some of these different items. Like I said, with your breakfast, you could have pineapple mango as a fruit. With your, then you get out in the sun and exercise so that you get your vitamin D, because you can get sufficient vitamin D from the sun. You do not need to take supplements unless you are not able to get out. The morning sun and the late evening sun helps your skin make vitamin D. Then vitamin C, you could decide that, oh, with my lunch, let me have some tomato salad and then oranges. It would help you to, to have enough vitamin C. Then zinc as a snack, instead of snacking on bindazi and the cassava, you already had porridge for breakfast, you're eating maize for the snack. You don't need to keep, eating the same nutrient, but vary your different nutrients. So you could start to snack on the nutrients that you want to help you boost your immunity. So it's very wise for you to snack on groundnuts because it's a good source of zinc. And then drink a lot of water instead of taking soda. And water is also a good chance for you to, bring in the different bioactive compounds from ginger, Cuban oregano, turmeric. So you put them in your tea so that you get these amazing immune boosting properties. That's just really an example of what you can do to make sure all through the day you're boosting your immunity. We can see a plate over there with an amazing combination of the portion we all have access to, some greens, tomatoes, and some meat. So this person has obviously balanced their plate and obtained enough immune boosting nutrients. As I conclude on the aspect of immunity, I wish to talk about the fact that it's important for us to use natural. I've stressed it even when I was talking. You do not have to take nutrients in supplement form unless prescribed. We prescribe supplements to people who are very sick and it's urgent for them to get the nutrient. Their bodies would not absorb it well. They don't have appetite, for example, to eat. So we give them supplements, or they are totally not in position to get access to these foods. The rest of us, let's take the chance to eat foods in a natural form, because when you eat food in a natural form, for example, if I eat spinach, I get to get my vitamin A, then I also get to get my vitamin B, which is very helpful, and also I get my fiber. Let me give an example. As I eat the fiber, it will also help me to avoid becoming constipated. It's very common, especially with our lifestyles where we sit a lot, that people have a very hard stool, or they take long to go for the long call. Yet you should be having, bowel movement at least every day, and even more than once a day. And fiber helps you with this. Fiber is what we used to call roughages in primary school. It's not digested, so it goes out. As you take out, as you go for the long call. And when you eat a lot of fiber, your stool is softer, meaning you do not get constipated, and you prevent getting conditions like hemorrhoids, which is, the anal bleeding. So you protect yourself in other ways beyond just boosting immunity. So, but if I take the vitamin in form of a supplement, I don't get the fiber as well. I would have to go and again buy a fiber supplement. But when I take spinach, I get a variety of nutrients in one meal. And not forgetting, you also get satisfied. So let's take our nutrients in a natural way. I'm now going to talk about exercise, keeping active, and maybe that's the chance for me to bring in the aspect of Mount Rwenzori, for which I have gotten a new title for this call, Mountain Climber. So exercising is one of those things that is also proven to boost immunity. It's important for us to exercise on a daily basis. Very many times when we talk about exercise, people want to overwhelm themselves and choose to exercise for 2 hours a day, 1 hour a day, if you can do that. But if you're a beginner, start with 5 minutes. As you listen into this conversation, since it's not your time for comments. You could decide to skip, you will still be listening. By the time I finish speaking for the next 5 minutes, you'll have skipped about 20 or 50 times. And that will be some exercise for the day. So we don't have to keep thinking about exercise in very big numbers. I ran 30 kilometers, 20 kilometers, I can do 5. That is amazing for those of us who have already mastered the art of exercising. But for those of us who are starting, let us start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even 2 minutes if you're really struggling to start. And then you will learn to enjoy it. You will learn to associate exercise with the benefits it has. For example, when you're stressed and you go out and exercise, you release happy hormones. It is actually better than eating snacks to help you relieve stress. So you relieve happy hormones, you feel good, and you remember the next time you're stressed that, oh, when I was stressed the other. So this positive experience will help you to adopt to longer hours of exercise. So I really, really encourage you to keep exercising and start small. And now I'm going to just talk about my experience hiking the Rwenzori.
Okay, go.
As I was preparing, I remember I noticed that I actually found a running picture, and for me, running is the only activity that helps me prepare for the Rwenzori mountain. Not because running is the best, but because it's the exercise that I was already comfortable with, because it's very important for you to start with what you're comfortable with. So I used to run, and with the runs, I would get a chance to put in, say, 30 minutes a day, 20 and 1 hour sometimes, because I was already used, or 2 hours for 20 kilometers. So what that did is that it helped me to get used to the long distance on my feet, or active. So when we went to the Rwenzori mountain experience, we were walking all through. It is a 5-day hike. We walk from we get to walk from the base of the mountain on day 1, where you enter through a gate and you walk up on, it's steep all through. So even on day 1, you're climbing. You walk for about 5 hours on day 1, then you rest in a camp. The camps are built as cabins, so you don't sleep in a tent. They are cabins where you rest. Then you rest for the night. The porters carry food for you. You only carry your day pack. There are people who carry your backpack and they carry food. You go up with a chef. So actually the biggest cost on the experience is usually the fact that you have to go up with a chef, you have to go up with people carrying your food. Each of these items are carried by people on their heads, because the Rwenzori does not have a technology where you take food up to the top. So it's a very big team of humble Ugandans supporting the hikers. They are very, very kind and professional. The food is not different from what you eat daily. It's actually well-cooked meals. They energize you very well. I hope I'll be sharing a few pictures of this experience as well. As you go through the questions, I'll show you pictures of the Rwenzori. And then we also get a chance to rest earlier, because you could hike the Rwenzori in 3 days, but you would be so tired. So we hike in 5 days so that you rest 4 times before you reach the peak. My experience, my most memorable experience, is the fact that after reaching that point where you're almost, for lack of a better word, you're almost above the clouds, because you see a few of the clouds below you, you start to really have different oxygen concentrations up there, and that is the time where you are most likely to get altitude sickness. And there's a notice on the camp when you're getting out that if you feel any slight headache, if you feel anything small, do not go further. And if the guides see you're not feeling well, that is on day 4, they take you back down. Because you could, have a problem from the mountains and there's no ambulance or something to take you down. So we hiked up, and I remember I was feeling sick. for about 40 minutes on day 4. And the guide started to say, Regina, I think we need to go back down. And I was very surprised or not annoyed with my body, because I felt like I practiced, I ran. Why is my body giving up? How do I not reach the peak? And yet we had prepared to really reach the peak because we wanted to cut a cake up there for a birthday celebration with my friend. And amazingly, after 40 minutes of feeling sick, I felt well again. And I keep telling my health colleagues that I believe it was my immunity, because I really, really felt sick for about 40 minutes. I wasn't able to walk at the same pace with my colleagues. They left me behind with my own guide. And all of a sudden, I was back and walking at their pace, and I reached the top of the mountain. And the guide told me, are you sure you're well, or you are pretending, so that I don't take you back down? And I said, I actually feel very well. And then the next day I hiked up to the top, to the summit. It's very beautiful. It has snow, but the snow is reducing a bit because of climate change. So let us all plant trees, please. And yeah, it was an amazing experience. It is better said in pictures. So I'm going to stop there, since I think we are 15 minutes to the end. And then I'll show you pictures as we go forward to the rest of the. As I answer your questions, I'm also going to display pictures of the Rwenzoris, which will help us to visualize as I answer questions here.
Wow,
So,
thank you very much, Regina. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you were able to log back on. I can see Beatrice Onyang, Connie Barije, Harriet, Isaac Opila, Robert Wano, Gloria, you're all welcome. Feel free to interact over the next 5 minutes. So one of the questions, Regina, was revolving around blood groups and what you eat. Your discussion has given very great insights on the different nutrients that we can enjoy if put onto the table. So one of the questions that I've already seen is blood groups and food. If you can comment on that quickly as you share.
Okay, so blood groups,
experience.
yeah. So blood groups are blood group eating is really about the concept of blood group eating is that, you know, we all have different blood groups, and blood group all came first, so somehow they can sustain a diet that is rich in meat, and that A then came, and it can be meat and plant, and B came, and at that time there was not enough meat, and so B people are mainly plant dominant and are not, so they cannot take in a lot of meat. But I do not conform to the blood group dieting, because that's not how nutrition works. We do not have different requirements because of our blood groups. It sounds exciting, but it's not necessarily scientifically true, because I still manage to get amazing results, for example, for weight loss, by not following blood groups, but by rather following what the person needs. So you look at your needs as a person, and you tell yourself, I need to eat healthy because I need to, maybe, for example, to lose weight. And if you need to eat healthy, if your goal for weight loss, if your goal for eating healthy is to lose weight, I'm trying to share a few pictures of people who have lost weight. These individuals have not been using blood group dieting, but rather they acknowledged the fact that they need to lose weight, and this weight loss can be achieved by lowering energy that you're taking into your body, so that you give yourself a chance to burn fat. So each of us has the same, because we are all human. You lower energy intake, you help your body to burn fat. So that is the principle that works. And the other reason as to why I don't conform to blood group dieting is not practical. For example, Pamela could want to eat healthy, but she's a different blood group from the husband. Would I then have to make different meals in the same family for the parents and the kids separate? Because we could have different blood groups. We could have an O in the family and a B. these are totally different according to the theory of blood group dieting. So I encourage each of us to really focus on what your nutrition needs are and look out for the nutrients that you need without worrying about your blood group, because it won't be the reason you get the results. I don't know if I've answered that well, but
that was fantastic. And thank you for sharing these pictures of hope. I hope each one of us here will move from A to B sooner than later. Catherine also posed a concern. She's 20 years old, probably not her ideal weight. Her mother also is struggling to lose weight and has high blood sugar levels. What does that mean in terms of this discussion on the table? She should be interested to know.
So what this means is that she has to measure her weight and also waist circumference, set a goal for weight loss. Let's say imagine she has to lose 20 kilos, and then start eating a diet that is lower in the energy than what she needs. And also acknowledging that it won't take 1 week, it won't take 1 month, it will take months for her to achieve her healthy weight. Then for the mother, the one thing that joins both of them is the fact that helps both of these two individuals is controlling the portion of starch in their meals. So meaning that if they both eat a lower energy intake from starch, they will lose weight. But for the mother, it will also give her an opportunity to lower her sugar levels, because at the end of the day, blood glucose, which we call sugar, comes from food. So if you reduce the amount of starchy foods you're eating, then you give your body a chance to use less, to take in less sugar, so your sugar levels will be normal. And it's not that you've cured, but you've given yourself only what you can handle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Those
and also I'm using my site so to show you the testimonies. So really, if anyone has that, I've written something about diabetes diet, so we can also read it from there. It's you can just really go through my site, Impact Nutrition. There are also a few testimonies to encourage you. That's the article on diabetes control. I think it will give detail, and consult for the individualized diet plan. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I can see 2 participants with their hands up. Is that Justice Patricia Basaza? You can unmute and then briefly ask your question, and then also.
Okay. Thank you, Pamela. I have 3 questions. Can I ask them all?
Yes, you may ask all the 3 questions, and then we'll see how to go about them. Thank you. Okay.
The first one is on Regina's presentation on zinc foods. These groundnuts, cashew nuts, and all these. There are some of us, me in particular, who are allergic. We are peanut, peanut allergic. And some of these things we discover along the way. We have kept taking these things without knowing that we're actually allergic to them until somehow we forced into getting to know. Now, peanuts are things we have loved so much, and we're wondering how we can, because you've listed a number of things, sim and sim balls and all that. What are the things that are near to GNATs that one can take that still give you zinc, but you would not be allergic to them? I don't know whether my question is clear.
Okay, so it's not only nuts and seeds that have zinc. Even a poultry, a fish, chicken, meat have zinc.
Yeah, but you see,
but you have, yeah.
With GNATs, most of the time, especially the roasted ones, you're eating them like leisure with tea, or it's not, you're not eating them within your main meals. So what are those alternatives that would give you zinc, but would substitute
No
ginger.
allergies.
No allergies. I don't know whether Sim is one.
Sim for people who are allergic to
It
peanuts,
has
Sim
the
should be.
whether it has the same things that would also trigger allergy. I don't know. That's one question, Regina. My second question is on. I had a question on diabetes, but I think you have referred us to your. Was that a website or something?
Yeah.
We'll look at that for yourself, and then maybe you show us. Then the third is you had mentioned that we can put these herbs into our tea and so on, which we do, but you are saying that we shouldn't put much, but you did not tell us the effect of putting a lot. Some of us like to put ginger and in the tea, and unless we really feel the ginger, then we're not drinking tea. So what are the effects of too much of these things in our food and in our teas? So those are my three questions.
Okay, so really for the what is a lot, usually you should be able to tell even with what you feel when you eat something. Most of the time when I say a lot, even us when we take it, you feel it's burning. So take what is comfortable for you. A good example here is some people take strong coffee, some people take light coffee. So have what is comfortable. Then for the peanuts, usually if you're allergic to peanuts and nuts, you can really do sim and pumpkin seeds and a little meat in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Justice Basaza.
Yeah.
I would be very interested to have a cup of tea with ginger with you to see if I would burn up. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Pamela. I need three things.
We need to come for that cup of tea on your beautiful veranda. Nelson, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I also saw Nelson's hand up. Unfortunately,
Yes.
because of the time,
I am there.
Thank you, Nelson.
So you want me to ask or not to ask?
What to ask? Please ask.
Of course, I'm addressing my question to her. And in my question, I'm trying also to guide. There is a misconception. I think this is for the benefit of those who have big weight versus those who are smally bodied. There are people who think to cut their weight, they need to do a lot of exercises, excessive exercising. And there are people who think also because they are small, they are okay. They don't need huge exercises. They are fit. So to me, I wanted you to help people or members on this group about the fitness vis-a-vis weight loss. There are people who remain big, however much they diet, however much they exercise. They remain huge and big, but they will be fit. There are people also who will be small, and however much they exercise, they remain small. They will not put in any muscle, but they either be fit or even not fit. So that is the kind of thing I wanted you to help us get to know. I don't know if you got me.
Yes, I did get you, and you're right that people think that when they're small, they have a healthier weight, which is not true. So they think they're healthy because they're small. It's important for even the small person to exercise and also get the benefits of exercise, like strengthening your heart muscles. And also when you exercise, you have a better chance to build strong bone than the person who does not exercise, because your calcium is absorbed better when you exercise. And in terms of healthy weight, attaining healthy weight as a big person, you have to do both exercise and diet. But if you do diet alone, you are at a higher chance of losing weight without exercising than a person who exercises without eating healthy. Because when you exercise and you go and eat back what you exercise, your body will never get a chance to burn your excess fat. Yet,
True.
when you eat healthy, you give yourself less energy than you have, So the body says, you see her, let me burn some of my fat stores as a source of energy. So people should always remember eating healthy is very, very important, but also not because of the fact that there is weight loss needed, but because it also sustains all your other body functions. Everything on our bodies has something we have gotten from food. Our bones, our eyes, everything we are, there's a part of food that has contributed to it. So we have to just respect our bodies enough, love ourselves enough to eat right, because food sustains health. We only go in for medication when we are sick, but food sustains health. No one gives birth to a baby and they say, "Hey, baby is born, let us give them some glucose through the veins, carbohydrates through the blood or etc." But rather they say, "Mother, put your baby to the breast," because we know food helps us to sustain life. So let us not forget that. I think that is motivation enough. If you love yourself, please eat healthy. Whether you want to reduce weight or not, you still have to eat healthy. I've answered a little more, but I think I've answered the question.
Thank you very much, Regina.
I'm trying to show you pictures so that you.
Yes,
yeah.
we were actually looking at the
mountains
pictures, and I was really
There are
wondering.
really many. I didn't know what to sort out, so I just said I would just show you the whole folder.
I don't know whether I
One
want
of
to
the-
climb Mount Renzori. I prefer reading about it. I will leave that in the geography books. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Regina for sharing her time and expertise with us. Regina is still available, and I hope you'll be able to share her slides with us, and we shall share them with you. If you can quickly share your email addresses, and we shall see how to get them from you so that we can share the slides. But I'd now like to take this opportunity very quickly to thank you all for taking time to join us today. I know this was a tip of the iceberg, and we shall keep calling Regina to share with us every so often, with an opportunity to expound on certain areas of interest like the BMI, body mass index, and the issues of metabolism and others. So I'd like to take the opportunity to ask Jessica Tush to give a vote of thanks. And the reason why we will really have to close for now is because we have another engagement starting at exactly 6. So over to you, Jessica Tush, and then we shall wind down for the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Pamela. I have enjoyed this talk. Thank you, Regina. This is the second time you're talking to us, and we don't take you for granted. We thank you for always accepting to come and speak to us and teach us. I would also like to thank God for the opportunity, for the gadgets that we are using. We are far apart, but able to learn together in one single time. We also like to thank God for the connection we got to, for Pamela connecting us to Regina, and Regina doing a wonderful job in our lives. Thank you, Regina. Thank you very much for your time, for the information that you share with us. I've liked all of it, but there is one thing that I picked out. I've realized that actually taking nutrients in their natural way helps save money. So for example, if you were to buy fiber nutrients, then vitamin C nutrients, you spend more money than when you buy the natural ones. So thank you for the great lessons you are learning, but also thank you for helping us to save on the finances, especially these days when money is very, very, very scarce. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen who joined us. Please, if we invite you another time, come in and learn. We would like to stay safe together, to stay healthy together. So as the Reza Wellness and Fitness Center, we wish you the best and we wish you to be safe. Thank you, Pamela. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Once the lockdown eases up and we're allowed to go, please come and join us on the run. We normally meet every Saturdays from 7 to 9 a.m. And I can assure you it's fun, it's lovely, we bond, we laugh. The area that we exercise in is green. It's fantastic. You don't want to miss out. You want to be there. Be conscious eaters, just like our dietitian has indicated. And just for your information, she runs on average 250 kilometers per week. That is almost from where? From here, beyond Ginger, beyond Tororo. She's a wonder girl. And just because there's a saying that I think she might know, either you eat, whatever you eat will make you bald. You indulge, you bald. And you become what you eat. If you overeat Jinga, Madam Justice Basaza, we don't know what you probably become. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, just like Jessica has said, we'll let you know when the next talk comes up. And we'll invite you again to join us. May God bless you all.
Pamela, you forgot to tell them that we are starting Tuesday evening.
Okay, there you go. It will be twice a week. It will be twice a week. Saturdays in the mornings and Tuesday in the evenings, once we open up. And we hope to take on cycling as well. Badminton. Yes, Nelson?
We need to be very, very serious now that we are home and we are busy not doing much. So if you just sit home and sit and eat and eat and eat, well, by the time we open up, we'll be badly off. So we need to exercise. Let's make the Tuesday evening a point. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for that. And that's why I was saying, if you indulge, you bulge. You become what you eat. So please become conscious eaters. And as we sign off, may God bless you all in your coming and in your going.